Good morning. Is there no honour left in politics anymore? Is there no principle that any politician would not stoop below? Is there not any semblance of acceptance that democracy matters? That parliamentary democracy matters? How low can we fall in this country? Now all the Brexiteers, all the leavers, the 70-odd million people they keep on talking about, they prided themselves a lot, I suspect, on history. Empire, Britain, rule Britannia. Look where we are. Look where we are this morning. The Prime Minister of this country, for the second or third time, goes begging to Europe. To save Britain? No, to save herself. To try and save the Tory party. Shameless. Unbelievably shameless. In my last video, I talked about the contempt for Parliament. A government's contempt for Parliament, which has never happened in my lifetime. I don't suspect it has ever happened. But now the Prime Minister has got contempt for Parliament. There should have been a debate yesterday. There should have been a debate today. She said, no. We're stopping all that. Was there a vote to stop that? Of course not. The Speaker tried to emphasise that, and he was very unhappy about it. But Mrs May didn't care. Didn't care a jot about democracy, about Parliament, about the whole situation. She only cares about her own survival. And we are here because it's all her fault. In the first place, we started with Article 50 when it was not ready for that. There'd be no planning, there'd be no thought, there'd be no idea of what the future was. She just wanted to get on with it. And by the way, Jeremy Corbyn is in the same boat. He wanted even to launch Article 50 before that. So I haven't got too much faith in him, by the way, in all this project. So then, after Article 50, Brexit means Brexit. And she gave the impression it's going to be a hard Brexit. We are leaving. We are going to be tough. We are going to show them what we are, how we can proceed without them. And Brexit means Brexit. As the months unfolded, she started realising, well, no, it can't be like that. But she had a joker in the pack, you see. She had David Davis. And David Davis pretended all sorts of things. He just played the dramatics for the best part of a year. He said there were, we'll hold all the cards. There'll be no problem. It's going to be our way or nothing else. We've done all the studies. We've done all the investigations. We've done some 70, 80 sectoral analyses. But when push came to shove, he refused to publish them. And furthermore, when more depth was analysed into the whole situation, they didn't even exist at all. So they had to scramble to get them done. And they did. And what did those find? Under any analysis, this country is going to be poorer. Now, there's no getting away from that. If you're a leaver and you want to leave, take it on the chin. Take it. This country is going to be poorer. The country poorer, you're going to be poorer. Your family, Your friends, your neighbours, your community, your society are going to be poorer. Face it. If that's what you want, carry on. But we don't know where we are. Everyone thought this would have been sorted by Christmas. Probably won't be sorted now until January. And what's my guess? My hunch is there will be a second referendum. There won't be a general election. What's the point of that? What on earth is the point of a general election? Because Jeremy Corbyn says he will try and renegotiate. Renegotiate what? If you want to stay in the customs union, if you want to have a closed social market situation, we have to accept the principles, the 4 principles on which the European community is based. Those principles that we, UK, over 45 years helped to establish. So what's he on about? Fudging. He talks about maize fudge, which he's right about. He's fudging too. There is only one way out of this. The boil has to be lanced. Knowing what we know, knowing how it is, knowing how false the whole situation has been, knowing and understanding that it's all about keeping the Tory party together and probably Mrs May in government. Knowing all that, is it not best to go back to the people? After all, how many times has Mrs May changed her mind? Over the last 2 years. How many times? So she can change her mind. But he tells the ordinary person, you made a choice in 2016, stick with it. You're not allowed to change your mind. You're not allowed to have an alternative view. No, you're not allowed to rethink. But she flits away to Europe. She's begging for help. And how, what's the word? How demeaning is that for our country, that our Prime Minister goes to Europe to beg, help me, please, please help me to get out of this situation. But the situation will remain the same. We will have less authority, less influence, no vote in the European Union, no seat at the table, outside the room, all the rules will be decided, we'll have to take them. You don't want me to go on, do you? You can imagine the picture. You can imagine the scene. The way out is for the people to decide. It was initially decided by them, and that was a mistake in the first place. Not the decision to have a referendum was a mistake. The mistake was to say, that's it, the people have decided. It was an advisory referendum. All referendums in Britain are referendums, are advisory. All of them. Parliament is sovereign. I read the other day about some Tory Remainer in the cabinet who says, well, I now believe in representative democracy. No such thing. No such thing. Parliament is sovereign and has been for 300-400 years. Realise it. Don't find excuses. Face up to it. The people have a vote, of course. The people have a voice, certainly. The people can come to a conclusion on 1, 2 or 3 things, yes. But at the end of the day, at the very end of the day, it is Parliament, the sovereign Parliament of the United Kingdom, that will decide the fate. And I fear for that. I doubt whether we have the gravitas of politicians of old. Heseltine reminds us even these days of what that gravitas was. And I see semblance of it in Hilary Benn, Yvette Cooper. I see semblance of that. People who understand what Parliament is about. There we go. You don't want me to preach anymore, do you? Do I despair? Yes. I've reached a certain age now where you can guess how old I am. Did I ever imagine this? No. Did I ever imagine a parliament like this? Never. I'd read about Eden over Suez and many other things, but I never ever dreamt of this or thought of this. What on earth is going on? The people will have to save this country.